Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Minister, this was a huge vote today, but it won't be the last vote.
Yeah.
Are you confident you can keep the momentum going to actually get the final version of this bill to the president's desk?
Yes, but I'm going to yield to some of my colleagues on that, and I'll close with that as well, because this is huge. It is 90-some% of the bill was written together, House, Senate, White House. There were some differences at the end, and we'll deal with those as we go forward. What will happen is we have different committee system in the House than they do in the Senate. So this bill will now be reshaped to their committees. And at that point, we'll see what where we need to, shall we say, reconcile our differences. But at the end of the day, we will have a great bill. Mr. Pallone, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that over the last few months, and particularly in the last few weeks, we have been working with the senators, not only Manchin and Sinema, but also with the chairs of the committees in the Senate. So, you know, I'll use two examples. One is on the drug pricing, right? You know, we've been basically drilling down and getting Sinema's input, getting the Schumer's input. And so I do believe that the drug pricing provision that you see is it. I mean, I don't know. I guess there could be some changes, but I don't think they're significant. And the fact that we have negotiated pricings and we have savings, as the CBO showed, it means that this is a provision that saves money and at the same time does a lot in terms of affordability for seniors and others. The same would be true for methane, right? Nancy and I and the group went to Glasgow for the climate conference, and they were touting international action on methane. So we have this very important provision with regard to methane emissions that was worked on with the senators and was also worked on with House members over the last few weeks. So I believe, you know, just using those two as an example, that this is pretty much it. I mean, there may be some additional changes, but, you know, in terms of paying for it, you know, and in terms of the actual substantive authorizing language, I think we're you know, pretty solid at this point, and there's no reason why this bill couldn't, you know, pretty much come back from the Senate with some minor changes, nothing major in my opinion.
Thank you. On the education and labor parts, we have pretty much agreed with our counterparts in the Senate. Child care, which will allow parents to go to work if you're in a low to moderate income situation. You really can't afford child care, so you can't afford to go to work. Pre-K, which is so valuable for future education, universal. The job training, the fact is that we don't have enough skilled workforce out there to do the work that's already there. The president signed a major infrastructure bill, and so if we expect that work to get done, we're going to have an upgraded workforce. Major investments in workforce development and higher education. And we worked with the Agriculture Committee, as the speakers indicated. They don't necessarily line up. School lunches, school meals are part of the Agriculture Committee in the Senate, Ed and Labor in the House, and we've agreed to significantly increase access to school meals. So there's a lot in the bill, and it's pretty much agreed to on the Ed and Labor side.
Madam Speaker.
Yeah, I got you yesterday. Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask